me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm sewing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position. Here come my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it. That hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them. I stole with them. I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80 long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to in-glass, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in wasting taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts on how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid. Only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. A nigga never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm sewing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. Here come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, Why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position, become my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them, stole with them. I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch. The milks with chocolate, the cookies, butter crunch, 80. Long as I got stuff for most of them soft. Even when I was wrong, I got my point across. They depicted me the boss. Of course, my orange box cutter make the world go round. Plus I'm fucking bitches ain't my homegirls now. Start stacking, dabbled in crack, gun packing. Nickname Medina, made the scenes, took my Ninas. From gym class to in-glass, pass off for global. The only nigga with a mobile. Can't you see like total? Getting larger in waist and taste. Ain't no telling where this felon is heading. Just in case, keep a shell at the tip of your melon. Clear the space. Your brain was a terrible thing to waste. Realizing to master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counterparts of how to burn the block apart. Break it down into sections. Drugs by these selections. Some use pipes, others use injections. Syringe sold separately. Frank the deputy, quick to grab my Smith & Wesson like my dick was missing. To protect my position, my corner, my layer. While we out here, say the hustler's prayer. If the game shakes me or breaks me, I hope it makes me a better man. Take a better stand, put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Motherfucker. 88. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Put money in my mom's hand. Get my daughter this college plan, so she don't need no man. Stay far from timid, only make moves when your heart's in it. And live the phrase, sky's the limit. Never been as broke as me. I like that. When I was young, I had 2 pair of leaves. Besides that, the pinstripes and the gray. The one I wore on Mondays and Wednesdays. While niggas flirt, I'm throwing tigers on my shirt and alligators. You wanna see the inside? I see you later. They come the drama. Oh, that's that nigga with the fake. Wow, why you punch me in my face? Stay in your place, play your position, become my intuition. Go in this nigga pocket, rob him while his friends watch it, and hoes clock it. Here comes respect. His crew's your crew, or they might be next. Look at they man, big man, they never try, so we roll with them, stole with them. I mean loyalty. Niggas bought me milks at lunch.
Ah,
God
man.
damn.
Sir K's in a giggly mood tonight as he makes his return. We should have did one of those Roman Reigns returns graphics for you.
Shut up, dude. Shut
You
up.
should have played it at the end of the Backlash review. The infamous picture of Sir K with Sir K returns right next to it. There we go. One of the two.
Picture for me.
One of the
Can you
two.
tell me?
There's a couple. There's a couple. But Sir K is back, man. Sir K is back. So your chants, your cries, your yelps, right? For Sir K, your moans for Sir K have been answered. And he is finally back. He's finally back. My man, we're happy to have you back. Happy to have you back as always.
Yeah, I know you do.
We really do. We really do, man. But with that, man, how's everybody doing, man? And what is going on, everybody? We're back with yet again another edition of the Notorious podcast, another edition of the of Notorious Unscripted. This is episode 194 of Unscripted. And thank you guys, as always, for being here. If this is your first time watching, guys, do not know how the show works. Every Monday, we are on here with Notorious Unscripted after Monday Night Raw. And every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, we are on here with the news, man. If you guys did miss this past Friday's edition of the news, Drew McIntyre re-signs, puts pen to paper with the WWE. More WWE releases and the Backlash predictions. You guys can now find that on all platforms. That is Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here on Fridays at 4 p.m. Central, man. So with that, also, if you guys did miss the Backlash review, that is the first, apologize for the squeak, if you guys could hear that. Also, if you guys did miss the very first Notorious Heels podcast solo review, the Backlash France review, I soloed that show on Saturday. You guys could also watch that on all platforms. That's Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here for the big pay-per-views for both WWE and AEW, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official Notorious Heels podcast merchandise, the very best in the IWC, you can find this now on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, where you can get all 8 of these beautiful designs and more available on there for you guys as well, man. Again, bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video to get your hands on all 8 of these beautiful designs and more. There are more other than these just 8 on the website, man. So, yes, link is at the top of the description, everybody. And with that, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at the Notorious Heels podcast, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we have my man, the returning Sir K, man. Happy to have you back. It was nice. It was cool, man. It was really cool. Putting myself in an uncomfortable situation, man. I thought I did a lot better than I thought I was gonna do. But man, we're so happy to have you back. The people were clamoring for you, man. Our own audience, they were calling me bums. It was ridiculous. Durante, man, they were all picking on me, bro. But we're happy to have you back, dude. So how the hell are you doing, man?
Well, thank you guys for all wanting me back. I thought that show went phenomenally, man. Did great. Loved it. It was smooth as hell, man. I love it. But I'm back. It's Monday. You know what that means? Shit on AEW day. Besides, well, that's you guys hear me shit on that show on Mondays, but on Wednesdays you probably see my tweets of me shitting on the show. So
You
either
get 2
or,
days a week.
you get 2 days a week sometimes. You didn't get it last week because gladly I didn't have to watch it live. Watched it back. Fucking regret every second of it. But we'll get to that. But overall, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Glad to be back. Gonna be a fun week. Well, besides Wednesday. Wednesday actually looks absolutely atrocious. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Oh, it looks horrible.
It looks so bad.
Horrible.
I'm doing good. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's great. How is everybody? Do it in the live chat. How you guys doing? How's everyone doing in the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, bro. I'm doing good. Just coming off a exciting weekend. As you guys know, you were there on Saturday. I love Backlash. I thought it was a great show.
Great.
So that was a lot of fun to watch. And yeah, I mean, just overall fun weekend, man. Fun weekend. Couple weekends here. We got a big double header weekend for you guys, man. We got a 4 day straight, another 4 day stretch coming up with
Mhm.
News, King of the Ring, Double or Nothing, and then Unscripted on Mondays. So got another exciting weekend coming up, man. As we're coming on to the summer months, man. Even though it's like wants to be summer, but then it doesn't. I don't know what the
It's
fuck
so
is going on in Chicago this year, bro. It was like this last year too. It took a minute for it to pick up weather-wise, but I don't know, man. I
no,
don't know.
yeah,
Get all
shit's
my
better normal.
get all my fucking summer clothes out the other day and it's fucking cold again. What the fuck?
Makes no fucking sense, dude. Never fucking fails.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, man. But yeah, so fun weekend this past weekend, man. So obviously, just coming off that and then um yeah, just getting ready for Double or Nothing weekend and all that good stuff, bro. So yeah, yeah, I really want to thank everybody for the show on Saturday. Man, if it wasn't for you guys, bro, putting the confidence in me, if it wasn't for my man, the man
Mhm.
himself, the man that everybody
Mhm.
was clamoring for. I don't even know if we can call you a heel at this point. I mean,
Well, now I'm full babyface now.
I was the biggest heel in the business, man. When everybody just seen my giant face pop up on the screen, it was crazy. But
Shit, well,
but in all seriousness, man, I want to thank you guys for what was a great show. Very nervous going into it, but turned out way better than I expected it to. So again, thank you guys, truly, everybody who came out, and my man here, Sir K, bro. So yes, truly, thank you guys for all that, and yeah. So like Logan says, man, I'm always giving the people what they want, bringing Sir K back, re-signing him, right?
exactly. Gotta
Re-signing him.
resign.
Yep.
Man, always giving people what they want, man. Whether it's Mondays, Fridays, especially Fridays. Giving the people what they want, man. Weekends, Saturdays, Sundays. Can't wait for Double or Nothing. And which pay-per-view is paired with Double or
King of the Ring.
Nothing? King of the Ring. The
Sorry,
only
King
thing,
and Queen of the Ring.
yeah, no one cares about the Queen part.
Oh,
But
man, we'll get to it.
the only thing about the summer of WWE that always gets me is I never know which pay-per-view is next. It's always so confusing to me. Like, I don't know. It's just me not paying attention enough. But yeah, so yeah, but I'm excited for that weekend, man.
To your credit, this is the second year of us getting a consistent schedule, even though they did throw Clash in there. Last year was basically the same, just minus Clash. But thankfully Triple H is getting us on a Backlash, King of the Ring. Well, King of the Ring ended up being changed. See why Vince is annoying? Every fucking year after WrestleMania, he always changed the pay-per-view schedule. Like when they put Hell in the Cell in June. Horrible.
Fucking horrible, dude. Shit blew.
Yeah, but it sucked, man. It sucked. So got a big weekends coming up, man. Hunter, man. Hey, I understand. That's why AEW needs to get that fucking streaming deal. But if you want to hear about Double or Nothing, man, you know where to find us.
And I'll be dead by that streaming deal, so
Yeah, huh?
I creatively already are, so it ain't too far.
Yeah. There you go. But yeah, man. So yeah, that is yeah. I think everything. Oh yeah, man. The Timberwolves, bro. The Timberwolves up 2-0. That's kind of crazy. I can't lie. I did not expect that. I did not expect that. To be 100% honest with you, bro, there's only a couple teams I thought had a chance in the first place. Probably Oklahoma. Denver was in there. I don't know, though. They're looking a little stumbly. The Wolves and then the Celtics. Those are really the only teams I've seen having a chance. Or at least, those are the only teams I thought that were having a chance. But, yeah, I don't know, man. The Wolves going up 2-0, man. That Anthony Edwards, bro. That man, he's coming into his own, bro. He's really coming into his own. Yeah, I don't know what's more shocking, man. The Timberwolves being up 2-0, or Kendrick Lamar absolutely obliterating who a lot of people consider the great. Oh, okay, I think we're back. Okay, back to what I was saying. I never thought we would see Drake get absolutely dog walk like this. Crazy. A lot of people hold that man in high regard, but the king, bro. The king, the greatest rapper of our generation. Now Eminem's a little, not including Eminem in there. I'm talking about the newer generation, okay, from like 2010, 2009 up, right? The king.
Truly.
So, speaking of guys that were the king. And they're not anymore. AEW Dynamite. Man. This episode of AEW Dynamite, I thought the first segment was alright. After this, it kind of just took a nosedive. Bro. Man. Dynamite, bro. Fucking Dynamite, man. The show opens up with Tony Khan saying he's not at the show and he's live from the war room of the Jacksonville Jaguars for the NFL draft. And he talks about how he can't be at AEW Dynamite and blah, blah, blah. And his feed gets cut. Man. And it is the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks talk about how, oh, sorry, Tony, the connection's bad on your side. We're really sorry about that, Tony. They talked about how many are wondering, how aren't they fired for what they did last week? And they said that they have ironclad contracts, and in the contracts, it says they cannot be fired, they cannot be, released or whatever, they cannot be fired, and it also said in there that if Tony Khan has to step down from his duties, they are the successors of Mr. Tony Khan. Okay, starting off good, given reasoning. I honestly was going into this episode of AEW Dynamite expecting little to nothing to be said about this whatsoever. So the fact that we even got an explanation, I liked.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's interesting. We got ironclad contracts. I mean, it explains Brawl Out. So, I mean, yeah, it does tell some backstory with that one, but it's a good excuse, man. I don't know. Like, the execution they're going with so far with this storyline is good. Young Bucks are doing good. Young Bucks know how to tell a story. What's the end goal, dude? How is their Dynamite different from Tony Khan's Dynamite? Because from what I remember, it was the same fucking nothing show overall than your usual Tony Khan Dynamite. This ain't fucking Vince McMahon and Triple H here. This is fucking Vince McMahon and fucking Bruce Prichard. Exactly. Like, not much of a difference here. You know what I mean? It was still obviously a Tony Khan book show. So that's what does it for me, man. I don't know. It's being executed good and all right, but I don't like it. I don't like that this is happening, that it's taking up, Swerve spotlight in all reality. I just don't like it. I don't like that it exists.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, this, people in the IWC believing that there's some sort of, change. This is a regime change under the Bucks now that Tony can't be there. That's all bullshit. That's all bullshit. Tony's still running the show. If anybody believes that the Bucks are shoot running the show, you're an idiot.
Little.
If the Bucks were shoot running the show, I think the fucking tag team division would look a lot better on this episode of Dynamite than it ever has, and it looked the exact same as it always has. It's the same shit. This is if Tony. Now, as for Tony being there, he very well could have been, but he very well could not have been. Whether he was there or not, this is Paul Heyman being the executive producer of Monday Night Raw. Everybody knows Paul Heyman was never running shit. He had that one Buddy Murphy versus Aleister Black match that went like 20 minutes that everybody talks about, and that was probably like the only bit of the only bit of power that they ever actually gave the guy. There is no regime change here. The Bucks aren't running the show because Tony's not there. If Tony's not there, he's doing it from remote. He's Vince McMahon. Okay?
He really is Vince McMahon, dude. He is just like that, man, in terms of creative. We say it every week, but it's true, man. It's fucking true.
Yeah. So then the show actually opens up with Swerve Strickland, a Swerve Strickland promo, where he comes out there, tells everybody we're in the Swerve era, and, this is his house. And then he talks about how he goes on to start bad-mouthing the EVPs, tells them that their attack on Tony Khan was a bitch move. Okay.
Bro.
Right here, where does a feud of this sort even come from?
And who would he feud with individually? I don't see him with his group no more. I don't see the rest of them. They come out to his Trons, but they don't come out with him.
It fucking beats me, bro. It really does.
Who out of the elite of this new elite would challenge him for that title? I would say Okada. He already got one. So you are telling me I gotta see Jack Perry versus Swerve? Come on, bro. Come on. Jack Perry ain't there right now. That group ain't there right now. Come on.
So, yeah, that's kind of confused me, I mean, I didn't understand where that came from all of a sudden, but okay. So the Young Bucks then come back on the Trons and they say, hey man, Swerve, congratulations on making history. Congratulations. But we actually have your next challenger here. He's from Canada. He's a former champion in AEW. And he's coming out there right now. Everybody obviously thinks it's Kenny Omega. And it is Christian Cage. Okay, so let me just say this before I shit on it. Because I don't think Christian is a bad move. I don't. They made sense out of... For a first challenger, I don't think Christian is that bad. Is it the most, is it going to be a banger? It could be, but there's a chance, Christian is a little older, you know what I mean? So I feel like that's why a lot of AEW fans are hating on it. I know it would have just really scratched their itch to fucking see,
Okay,
Swerve
Shibata
versus
go
Pac or Swerve versus Shibata. Yeah,
out.
Swerve versus Ishii. Some of their little fetishes or whatever the fuck they got going on. But is the story there? Yeah, sort of. The story was, Christian came out with his family and his children and his MILF, and
So she is.
she and they attacked Swerve, and then Christian, reminded Swerve about what he did to his son, right? Well, when him and AR Fox, who should still be in the Mogul Embassy, by the way,
That'll make this moment even better.
oh yeah, it would have
Well,
100%.
we could have got a tag match. It could have been great.
Oh, knowing Tony Khan will just put him back with him. So just put him back with him 1 week with no explanation, as if he didn't turn on him. But
They were out well. I wouldn't doubt it.
yeah. So then Christian says, I never forget when you broke into his academy and you made him bleed. And now, I'm going to do the same to you. I'm going to take your AEW championship. And you said you've been so busy, your daughter doesn't even know who you are anymore. Well, that's a good thing, because after Double or Nothing, she won't want to know you. Because she will have a new father, a new role model to look up to. And obviously, Christian alluded to that being him. So, the story itself, they do have a backstory for it. And I don't mind it. What I do mind is the last time we seen Christian Cage, he lost the TNT Championship at, what was that, Revolution? Or no, the I Quit match in Toronto. Might have even been before Revolution. You implemented a ranking system, yet we're bringing people back, and it's just another way to insult your fans' intelligence, when all you fucking had to do was listen to us and just not implement the ranking system.
What?
And if you're going to blatantly cheat on the rating system, have the Bucks poke fun at it in their promo.
Exactly. Like, make that a thing that the Bucks are purposely doing. They're just negating that and just doing what they want. But make it a part of the story. You're just doing it anyway.
That doesn't make any sense, but the story itself, is there. And I think it's a good first feud for Swerve. I do. But again, just more AEW insulting their fans' intelligence with the constant just slapping in the face of the ratings, the non-existent ratings, or rankings, rather, not ratings, rankings, and yeah, right. I don't know. That was a little annoying, but as for Christian and Swerve, I do think it's more than it's a above average, I would even say it's a pretty good feud for Swerve as a first challenger.
Definitely, man. I like it. I like what they're doing here. It has history. It would have been nice if that history was still with Swerve, but obviously Tony Khan likes to do his own political moves, just like someone else we all know. But so that's not going to happen. But I like what they're doing. Christian's a good opponent. For Swerve, a good first one, and I actually dig it. I dig it.
For sure, man, for sure. So that was the first segment of AEW Dynamite, man. I was just dying laughing, seeing all the AEW goons on Twitter. What kind of first feud is this? This match isn't going to be good at all. Ladies and gentlemen, Let them tell a story, okay? Not everything has to have fucking Shibata and fucking Orange Cassidy in it.
Even though, oh, they aren't that special wrestlers either, so I would much rather watch a Christian Cage match because I know what they're actually going to do in it, other than just fucking do the same couple things. But that's just my opinion.
Definitely. Adam Copeland defends the TNT Championship in an open challenge against any of the members of the House of Black. Man, what a real creative way to get to Malachi here. This week was Buddy Matthews. Next week it's Brody King, and at Double or Nothing, I'm assuming it's gonna be Malachi Black. So,
bro, what? You didn't do anything. It's just okay. Go through that partner. Go through that one. Oh, you're at the one we all wanted. It's so lazy, dude. So fucking lazy.
So, Adam Copeland wins in what was a pretty good TNT Open. Obviously, can't say anything bad about the quality of the match. Thought it was good, but yeah. So that was that. Yeah, Cope retains.
Shocker.
The next one, the Samoa Joe returns to AEW Dynamite in a squash match. Okay. When we said we wanted people to go to the back of the line after they lost the championship, I didn't mean treat them as if they're newly fucking signed talent. What does Samoa Joe need a squash match for? We all know who he fucking is. We know what he does. We know his moveset. What?
Dude, the more and more time elapses, the more, no matter the company, I fucking hate squash matches. They're the most pointless fucking shits ever. Literally, unless you are brand spanking new, you should have no fucking business in the slightest being in a fucking squash match. That's criminal. It's such lazy booking.
Dude, squash matches. Yeah, like Sir K said, the only way, I'm interested in seeing a squash match, bro, is if the guy is new in the company and I need to see his moveset, and for, others to see his moveset as well. What the fuck? What does Samoa Joe need a squash match against Isaiah Cassidy for? A guy who should be putting in time in the tag team division.
You literally got his tag team together back as the tag team for like 2 weeks. The classic.
Unbelievable. Orange Cassidy. He comes out there and he's all sad and he says, I just got word that my friend Chuck might not ever wrestle again after what Trent did to him in the parking lot brawl. He's sad. Trent comes out there, talks about, how, I don't know, he's doing his generic heel stuff. He's talking about how, he meant to do it and all this stuff. And Orange Cassidy goes up there to fight him because he goes up there to fight him. And as he's running up there, security breaks it up. And as they're breaking each other up, Chris Statlander comes out there to help hold Orange back. And then fucking Don Callis comes out there. Yeah, I didn't expect that at all. Don Callis comes out there, grabs Orange Cassidy, says something in his ear, gets him to calm down, and Orange walks away with Don Callis. Unless you're going to completely revamp his character, I don't know what you're putting this dude in a dead faction for.
Literally.
And he's going to make the group even worse.
So, first of all, his buddy just turned heel, and he's in a feud with his buddy that just turned heel. Why are you teasing a heel turn on a babyface whose ex-partner just turned heel? First of all, that's just horrible fucking pacing. Classic Tony Khan. He's gonna blow his fucking load. And what are you even thinking about an Orange Cassidy heel turn right now for? Who cares? I mean, I don't give a fuck. I don't mind babyface Orange Cassidy. I just want to see less of him. That's all I want. Is just to see less of the fucking guy. Now, if this fucking guy ups and turns, now we're really gonna have to see his ass. And I'm dreading that. No matter what, it's a lose-lose at this point. What is the end goal with this here? Always, WWE, I always gotta ask myself, what's the end goal? Because I don't think Tony knows.
I don't think Tony ever knows.
No, he doesn't. He just does shit because he's marking out.
Dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. Orange Cassidy, man. And the Don Callis family.
It just sounds evil.
Well, that was that. I guess we'll just have to wait and see where that goes. There's a good chance under Tony Khan that nothing ever comes from this. And hopefully that's the case, because good Lord, that sounds awful. And speaking of awful, Learning Tree versus The Wrestler. If you were to fucking define boring in the wrestling dictionary, it would be 2024 Chris Jericho versus Shibata. What the fuck was Tony thinking putting these two in a match together, other than trying to get me to fall asleep?
Like, bro, I don't want to watch fucking Chris Jericho's next group story that evolves around him. That's gonna evolve into just a one-on-one story where his group will never be involved in, and they abandon him, or he abandons them. And I also don't want to watch fucking a guy who can just wrestle. It's just a wrestler. His nickname is literally The Wrestler. I don't want to watch a guy with the nickname The Wrestler. I'm sorry. Call me a fucking sports entertainment mark all you want. I don't want to watch a Shibata match in any shape or form.
I don't either. I wonder where that guy from Forbidden Door 2021 is. I really wonder. 2022.
He's probably fucking so happy with AEW right now.
Oh, he probably is. For context, when we went to the first Forbidden Door, when Shibata came back, I've never seen somebody act out like that for such a mid wrestler in my entire life. That man was acting like fucking Stone Cold in fucking 98 to just walk through the fucking curtain. I mean, this man was acting like a fucking 6-year-old kid in 87 watching fucking Hulkamania right before his very eyes. That was what that man was acting like, and I wonder where that guy is today, because he was losing his shit. As I was losing my shit watching this match, I was losing my shit so much, my head went down into my fucking neck pillow, and I dozed off for a couple minutes, and I woke back up, and these two were sitting crisscross applesauce, smacking each other on the fucking shoulder with a kendo stick. And Jericho was wearing trunks.
This is horrible, man. Who is putting this on? Who wants to watch that? God, such a desperate plea. Horrible. Oh, I would have. Glad, watching Dynamite back. You skip the commercials and whatnot, and shit, when you're watching it back, it's not live. When it's a match like this, I hit it just like them commercials. Skip. Don't regret it one fucking bit.
Man, the next two things were absolutely star-studded on the show. Claudio versus Brian Cage. Claudio wins, and that was that.
No. No way.
I don't.
I don't know. I don't fucking know, dude.
That was my reaction to fucking. That was also my reaction to Jericho coming out in trunks. Holy hell!
Love it.
Serena Deeb beats Mariah May. Okay. Guess this just furthers the feud with Toni Storm. And in the main event, Kenny Omega comes back, and I gotta say, the Elite do a very good job at making themselves seem dastardly.
Yeah.
They do a great job. Now, Kenny Omega came out there. There was a small piece of me that got a little scared, I guess, from Edge and Daniel Bryan, when I was a kid, seeing these guys retire. I got a little scared, seeing this stuff happen. But Kenny Omega came out there and said, the doctors told him that he was 24 hours away from dying, which is insane that man was sticking around to run the Golden Jets instead of taking care of himself. So mad respect to Kenny, but please never do that again, especially because he was 24 hours away from dying. That is fucking insane. And he said the doctors also told him there's a chance that he may never be able to wrestle again, because they basically told him, we have to fillet you down the middle of your stomach and take what's inside of you out of you, and we have to put a bag in there, to keep it from coming back. And if you don't do that, you basically have a ticking time bomb sitting in the middle of your stomach, and you have a ticking time bomb sitting in the middle of your stomach, and you never know when it could come back. It could be a day, it could be a year, but it could come back and it could possibly kill you. Kenny probably didn't know he was dying, but according to the Bucks and according to Chris Jericho, before he went out, he was in major pain. Like, he could fucking barely carry on, but he was trooping it out for the old Golden Jets, right? So he basically, said he's got a ticking time bomb in the middle of his stomach, but he says, I promise you, I will be back. Okada comes out here. Here's a little nitpick I didn't like. The first thing Kenny says to him is, "Hey there, Okada. How about we revisit our feud from New Japan?"
What? All right, Tony.
Can we address the bigger problem here other than let's revisit our feud from New Japan?
Technically, you took my spot. You fuck, I want that shit. Like, what?
I hate when they I hate when people like state things that shouldn't. I hate when people say things that shouldn't be said.
Let's revisit our feud from blah, blah, blah. Like, no.
Like who comes out and just say, like, Christian didn't come out and say, "Hey, Swerve, I want to feud with you next." Like, no. He comes out and addresses the problem that is Nick Wayne, Nick Wayne getting his ass beat in the gym.
Yeah.
Or it brings me back to that promo where Darby Allin tells Sammy Guevara, "Man, I think you're getting over again." What? Or, now don't get me wrong, I love my man Dragunov, that's my boy, but I can't stand when he says, "I'm the most intense guy on the roster." Like,
Just do it.
yeah,
Don't say
just be intense. Like, everybody knows this. Like, I hate when they say stuff like that. So, again, a little nitpick for me, but Kenny Omega being like, "Hey, how about we revisit this feud from New Japan?" No. Let's focus on the news story, and let's focus on the relevant problem here. Not the irrelevancy that happened in New Japan fucking almost 10 years ago.
Literally. It happened so fucking long ago.
It happened 8 years ago. It was fucking great. It was revolutionary to that company's era. Let's address the problem that matters. So you're the new me, right? Because basically, that's what Okada was brought in to do. He was brought in to replace Kenny Omega. What's up with this? I thought we had respect for each other. Can you say something along those lines? And then Kenny says the most Tony Khan line that there was ever imaginable. "We're going to revisit this, Okada. Just give me a couple months." Why didn't we run this angle when Kenny was back? A couple months?
And, like, that's the thing I don't get here. And I thought this was totally pointless, and I hate these things that Tony Khan does. Especially here. Dog. You're gonna go out there, cut a fucking promo about the old times with Okada and whatnot, whatever. All that. And just to say, yeah, I'll see you in a couple months. And then, obviously, we'll get to that in a second. But then they, write him off TV by fucking, when they beat him up like hell. So, we already know, pre-beat up, that he's gonna be out for a minute. So, why are you beating him up to write him off TV when he's literally said himself, out of his mouth, he will be off TV for a couple months? It's pointless. You're just fucking putting a hat on a hat. And anyways, why was he back now? If he's not, like, dude, I hate that I'll be back in a couple months bullshit with Tony Khan.
Exactly.
I hated that they did it with Will Ospreay. That was a fucking joke at the time. And now he's doing the exact same thing again. And it's going to be a constant with Tony Khan. And I hate it.
See, I don't understand. Like you said, why didn't Kenny leave out the we'll do this in a couple months? We'll do this in a couple months. How about you just have the Elite attack him, and then when he comes back, you can say, you can literally just have Kenny say, "I was cleared, but when the Elite attacked me, it postponed things again." Because
it brought things up after that. It delayed my process. I took too many steps forward, and they push me a couple steps back. That simple. Just
What?
do that.
But you had him admit, I'm not 100% yet. You could pretty much have him say, honestly, you don't have to have him say anything. Have him just explain it when he gets back. Just have him say, I was almost there. I was 90% done. I was almost at the finish line. But you guys attacked me. Guys that I used to call my brothers attacked me. And that delayed my process. You guys put my life on the line. You know, have him play up to it. Don't have him go out there and fucking admit, give me a couple months.
Like you said, you could do that when he comes back, or you could even done it now. He could have basically alluded that whole promo to him being ready now, and he's about to come back, and they beat him up, and he's out for a couple months because of them. Now because we already knew he was gonna be out for medical reasons. Dog, come on.
Definitely. And then he did say also in his promo that any blunt force trauma to the stomach, no, not LA Knight's finisher. Any blunt force trauma to the stomach can kill him. It can kill him. You know, and I don't know whether that's true or not. That's one of the things I like that they played up to, because I'm assuming it's not true, or the risk isn't so high, because the first thing Jack Perry did was hit him in the stomach with a chair. So that's a good sign, being that, you know, they did work it. They did work the stomach. So that's a good sign as to, you know, the risk not being so high, at least. But I like that they played up to that. But again,
Like, bro,
that
like,
even further drags the narrative of the whole give me a couple months thing, because you could have had him say blunt force trauma could kill me, you know, and then they beat him up. He takes the hit to the stomach, and then when he comes back, he could just be like, yeah, blunt force to the trauma, or blunt force trauma to the stomach could have killed me. It didn't kill me, but it delayed the process.
exactly. It's like, because from what I gather, obviously, we don't know his medical situation right now. From what I gather, he did like the whatever procedures he's need to do, and now he's just mainly in like the recovery process of doing it. That's probably why he took the stomach shots. Unless he really is a psychopath and just did that shit, and at that point, Tony Khan might have to be arrested. But
Yeah.
let's hope that he's not a psychopath. Let's hope he is just in the recovery process. Again, like I said, play it up on TV. Make it allude to either, you know, you could have him say what he said on Wednesday about like the stomach, and when he comes back, you could either have him say, yeah, you know, that took me out, it delayed my process, or he could say that work was already done. Yeah, you guys injured me, but my stomach was fine. You could do so much shit with this, and they just did the most basic bitch shit in the world.
That was AEW Dynamite. So then, you know, after that, Jack Perry came in the ring, and he came with a chair. Kenny instantly gave him a couple dragon screw suplexes. He gave him a couple dragon screw suplexes, and was about to hit him with a V trigger. Okada grabbed his leg, and when he looked at Okada, and when he turned around, Jack Perry hit him in the stomach with the chair. The Bucks came out, told him, you know, pretty much the same thing they did to Tony Khan. They were, you know, cursing out Jack Perry and Okada, saying, "What the hell are you guys doing? What the hell are you guys doing?" And then Kenny was crawling over by the Bucks, and then they ended up giving him the BTE trigger. He would get stretchered out, and while he was getting stretchered out, they came up to him while he was on the stretcher, and they said, "Sorry, Kenny, you're still our buddy, but this is just business." And they threw him off the stretcher right on concrete, right on a concrete slab, and Yeah, right down on the concrete slab as FTR tried to come to Kenny's defense. FTR tried to come in, and they would end up getting attacked by the Elite, as did Kenny. And yeah, if I'm a betting man, I'm going to say this goes the route of the Elite versus Kenny, FTR, and probably Adam Page. So much for AEW turning Adam Page heel, or at least attempting to turn him heel earlier this year, because yeah, there looks like reverting him right back to a babyface when he comes back. So good old Tony Khan, man. Good old Tony Khan. But yeah, like I said, man, I think at least from the looks of it, Kenny should be all right, considering the fact of considering the fact they dumped him on concrete. I would assume he would be okay at that point, but we'll just have to wait and see. But it definitely does look good.
It does, man. It does. We'll have to see it out, see how far along it takes, but interesting nonetheless, man.
For sure, man. So I know, man. We're yeah, I definitely feel that, Logan. We're definitely on the verge of getting more FTR versus the Elite, and goddamn,
God, more of it and fun.
So, no reason to talk about SmackDown. That was obviously SmackDown from France, and obviously we reviewed Backlash, so no reason to talk about that. But Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw, man. It was a pretty good episode of Raw tonight. We got the King of the Ring tournament. We actually got a full bracket style image for us to look at. So here is that on your screen. This actually includes Raw and SmackDown. So here is that. So obviously on the Raw side, Gunther, Sheamus, Kofi, Ray, Dragunov, Ricochet, Balor, and Jey Uso. Actually, now is not the right time to go over this. We'll go over this in a little bit. Once we get into the talking of the King of the Ring. All right. First things first. WWE announces King and Queen of the Ring matches. There was 4, right? 8 matches in total. 4 for the men, 4 for the women. On tonight's, or should have been on tonight's show. WWE announces in the opening to the broadcast, 3 of the matches from each tournament will be happening tonight. The other one will be happening on live events this weekend.
What?
King of the fucking Ring matches will be happening on an untelevised live event.
You should have to make sure you look at your fucking phone to see who fucking wins. Like,
Bro,
what?
we have 1, 2. You could have easily did 2 first-round matches tonight, 2 first-round matches next week. You could have did the, what is that? Second round. And then at the pay-per-view, you could have done the semifinals and the finals in the same night. I don't like that WWE just does the finals. But again, if you wanted to do Kofi and Ray, and then what was it, Zelina and Shayna Baszler, you could have just did them next week and also had second round matches take place over next week, and then you could have did more of the second round on the go home show and the conference finals.
It's like, what are you guys doing here, man? That is a really fucking dumb way to do it. The way they're doing it. I don't like it, dude. I, it's not, why call a pay-per-view King of the Ring if it's just the final match of a thing? Make it at least half of the fucking thing. I would really like it to be the full thing, and you have to have qualifying matches to get into the fucking tournament pre-pay-per-view. That would make that shit actually feel real fucking special. But at this point, it's kind of just get us from A to B type thing, and I really don't like how they're doing it.
Definitely. Definitely. I really just love the concept of like, I remember the old King of the Ring, like when I was growing up, like, um, they would have like the whole tournament take place in one night. And it was
Mm-hmm.
fucking awesome because you got to see the struggle of people throughout the night just wrestling their asses off. I like that. I wish WWE would go back to that. I know they won't, but because they're they're working on they want to get other matches on the show and stuff, and I get that, but man, I just love seeing just the struggle of just something the struggle of a talent going through the King of the Ring tournament. It tells a great story, it really does, but I miss that. I miss that so much. But the again, I mean, I'm sure we can go through things on this show, and I'm sure there's things I could probably tell you that shouldn't have been on the show. We could have been able to easily get Kofi Kingston versus Rey Mysterio on there, or I I just don't get it. I don't get why are you putting these matches on live events?
No, it's the dumbest idea ever, dude. On live events, it's so stupid.
So that was that. The show also the show also opens up with the Judgment Day. Damian Priest tells the crowd, all rise for El Campeon. Is it just me? Or I'm really starting to hate the all rise.
Oh, I think it's lame as fuck. All rise. Bro, you're not like
Uh,
ugh, I don't like it. It's lame. They're just shoehorning it in all of a sudden.
yeah. I don't know. It was cool when he first did it. I don't know, man. Please get the title off this man. Please.
With character ain't it at all. This is
This is
lower mid card character.
this is Jack Swagger like a motherfucker, man.
Oh yeah. 100% Alberto Del Rio champ right here.
Man.
Of
Golly.
what he was doing. What he was doing.
He then says to the Judgment Day, I need to address what happened at Backlash. He says he needs to address what happened. He tells them that I got a little frustrated. I got a little frustrated on Saturday. You guys did help me win, and you guys are the reason that I'm still the champ. And I want to thank you guys for that. And I just wanted to tell you sincerely, I'm sorry. He says, JD, I know you don't always feel it, but I really do appreciate you, man. I really do. And Finn, you're my brother, man. You're my brother. And he goes in and he gives him a hug. Dominic goes in for the hug. So he really does have split personality? Or like what's the
Like, is it the Damien character? Are we doing that thing again? What are you, dude? They're like, bro, stop trying to Roman this man. You can't make him be an ultimate dickhead for him to be the ultimate babyface. It worked for Roman because it's got many reasons it worked for Roman.
yeah.
And those are many reasons do not apply.
Roman's a
Continue.
Roman is such a good
He's an
actor.
actor. Mhm.
He like the emotion he brings out of you, his facial expressions, the reasoning of why he's a dickhead. It's because he feels he has to be this way to keep the family in order, you know, so he's got to be the one to make those there's reasons for Roman Reigns being a fucking
And
asshole.
exactly. But
This
this guy,
dude,
he's just a kid.
he's just an
Like, go
idiot.
ahead,
Yeah.
he's an asshole. It's like there's no real character. It's just a guy being an asshole. Like, damn, my bad. I was being kind of a prick. Yeah, you fucking were. I don't want to be around you now. Like, uh, it's just not it, dude. Fucking lower mid card character they're doing with this man. When he has the potential to be a world champ, it's just definitely not with this fucking character.
No. So I don't know if they're going to try to tell the story of he's sorry, but the Judgment Day have already figured, like, yeah, we don't like this dude. We're done with him. I don't know if they're going to try to tell that story. I honestly don't know what the fuck they're going to do. I really don't, but who knows? Who knows, man? But yeah, I mean, eh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, I'm telling you, man, I really don't. I really do not think this babyface character is gonna turn out for him.
No, I really don't think it is. I think it's a really bad character work in general they're doing with Priest.
Yeah. Um. Finn. Finn then says he gets a first round bye because Drew McIntyre is out of the tournament. Drew McIntyre is out. Damn.
That sucks.
That really sucks, especially because I probably had Drew McIntyre winning this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So he
Only
can.
one person.
So I don't know how we get to Scotland. The only good thing that could come out of this is Gunther. Maybe we get fucking Gunther versus Cody at Clash at the Castle. Because I'll tell you
Good.
right now, I do not want to see Gunther versus Damian Priest. The only thing I'm interested in seeing Damian Priest in is in a match against Drew McIntyre where he loses the title, thus Drew McIntyre coming out to Broken Dreams and fucking making my dreams come true. And that is fucking getting this title off Damian Priest.
Exactly. That's really your best way out of this, man. It sucks for McIntyre, especially with Punk basically just coming back
Yeah.
very soon from injury. Like, horrible timing, man. It sucks, but that's the best way out of this, man. It really is.
Yeah, I agree. Um Finn then says he gets a first round bye. Adam Pearce says Adam Pearce comes out and he says, no, you don't get a first round bye. Drew McIntyre is not able to compete, but that does not mean you get a first round bye. Drew McIntyre is going to get replaced. And his replacement is none other than this man. Main event, Jey Uso. Pretty decent pick. I mean, he did kind of just lose a world title match.
So,
You got that to look at.
yeah,
Personally, I would have done Braun Breaker, but if they don't want Braun to lose, I do understand.
yeah, that's true. It's true. So, yeah, not a bad pick. Like you said, it kind of makes no sense that he just lost a world title championship match. Now he's in a shot to get another one. Not the most sensible, but
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes.
Definitely. Well, one of the reasons I do like Jay is because if we were to get Braun, the winner went to face Dragunov. So that's just, I mean, who we've seen that in NXT 1,000 times. I
Yeah,
would much rather see Jay versus Dragunov other than Braun versus Dragunov, just because we already seen it.
yeah,
But Yeah, not that I got a problem with the Mad Dragon versus the dog, but um Jay and Dragunov just present something new. Plus, Jay a couple months ago spoke a lot of good things about Dragunov, how he would love to work with him because he
Mhm.
just says he's got that dog in him, which he also said he never met him, which was as of a couple months ago, which is wild that they've worked in the
That's
same
great.
company for so long and never met each other. Um so that's a different story for a different day. But Jay then goes on to defeat Finn Balor after Drew McIntyre storms the ringside area, and distracts Finn, and then he distracts Finn, and Jay hits him with a spear and picks up the victory to advance to round two, the quarterfinals of the King of the Ring tournament, to go on to face the winner of Dragunov and Ricochet. Um,
Hell yeah.
Definitely. So Drew, Drew then walks away from the ringside area. He then storms backstage, and you can hear him, or you could, I think, after commercial break, it goes to it's him talking to Adam Pearce. It's him talking to Adam Pearce, and he is telling Adam Pearce, why did you pull me from the tournament? I told you not to pull me from the tournament. I told you not to. Why did you do it anyway? I would have just taped up my elbow and kept it going. Who do you think I am, CM Punk? No. I don't want to stay injured. I want to keep it going. And Adam Pearce then says, "Look, man, if you didn't want the world to know you were injured, you shouldn't have told them you had a banged up elbow, because I'm not the bad guy for having the doctors check you. They said you're not cleared. I'm not the bad guy." I wish Tony Khan would take that advice.
Well, no, he's too busy working out 4 months, baby.
Yeah. See you in a couple months, buddy. Drew, I think it's best we keep Drew out anyway, especially if he's, Scotland is in a month. We do not
Mhm.
want to make anything worse. We need him healthy for a Clash at the Castle. We do not need him in no way, shape, or form injured, especially with the injury bug that's been going around. You got a lot of people that are out right now, whether it's for injury or for not. You got Roman out. You got Seth out with injury. You got Rhea out with injury. You got a bunch of people out with injury. Now you got Punk out with injury. You do not need Drew McIntyre on that list. So let's have him out for now so we can have him for Scotland, because I need to see Broken Dreams, or else I'm seriously going to fucking rip somebody's head off. So Drew then says to Adam Pearce, "You know what, man? Screw you, dude. I'm out of here." He gets in his luxury sports car, and he storms off. And right behind him enters CM Punk to the arena. Small nitpick of mine. I know this is a small nitpick. Maybe it'll grow on me, but I don't know. I've seen it twice, and I don't like it.
Mhm.
CM Punk wears the 2011 Best in the World shirt. He's wore it 2 weeks in a row, right? I hate the look of that shirt with the sleeves cut off, and I'll tell you why. If the shirt was all white, it wouldn't look bad. But the ringer with the sleeves goes hard, because you got the black line around both of your sleeves and around your neck. The ringer cut with just a black line around the neck, that looks so
Yeah.
stupid. I hate the look of that. It annoys the piss out of me. It really does. It really does.
I
Well, what do you
I
think
get
about this?
you.
Is there
Very,
serious problems in the wrestling world going on right now?
very serious. It don't really bug me. The neck part obviously does look stupid, but it's not really a big bother to me. I can live with it.
I know. it's like, I mean, it's not a big deal or nothing, but it's just something I just had to mention because like the ringer just looks so like, bro, just wear a plain white shirt. Like just the black around the neck, it just annoys my soul. It really does. I don't know what about it annoys my soul, but like, I don't know. It just looks weird. It just fucking looks weird, man. Like, I don't know. It's just me. It must just be me. But I don't know, man. Serious problem going on in my world right now. But other than that, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love him rocking the 2011 Best in the World shirt. But the point of the ringer is the black around the neck. And the sleeves are supposed to pop, you know, it's supposed to, you know, it's that ringer shirt look, you know. I don't know why I'm spending more than a minute talking about this, but when it's just the neck, it just annoys me, bro. It really does. But to each his own, man. If Mr. Phil likes it, I don't want to get blocked on Twitter too, all right? So I'm gonna just take this L and walk away, bro. Call me Drake. So
I don't think it's an L. I don't think it's an L. It's an opinion, and I understand it definitely looks ugly. It just doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you.
right. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah. No, but I get what you mean.
No, I don't know. Every day, every fucking time I see it, I'm like, dude, could you just go back to the all black or just do an all white shirt with the cut sleeves? Don't do a ringer with the cuts. Like, it just looks so fucking stupid. Anyways, I'm not gonna spend any more time talking about this because it's stupid, but no, dude, come on. I don't want to get blocked on Twitter too. Don't tell Punk.
Yeah, that is true. He does hate what you. Wow. God damn it, Johnny. You really do hate what he wears.
No. Come on, man.
We got Drew McIntyre here.
Dude. Man, I'm telling you, bro. The ringer with the cut sleeves is ugly, man. Somebody get this man an all-white t-shirt. Please. It just looks so out of place.
Do you also hate the way that he talks, the way that he walks?
I hate the way that you dress.
And apparently you do hate the way that he dresses.
That man's been listening to fucking Euphoria, bro. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Well, he said the first two parts. I'm saying the last part because I don't like that cut ringer. But, man, that man's 100%. I didn't know Punk was a Kendrick guy. I like Punk even more than I already did.
He really is the fucking GOAT, man.
Dude, I love it. I absolutely love it, bro. Kendrick, bro. Golly. The man's goated.
Really.
So, CM Punk. Anyways, spent too much time talking about the fucking cut ringer. That annoys me. But, like, dude. Oh, last thing. So, his original return shirt, the Chicago style Punk shirt, bro, I like the way that looks cut so much. I got me one right in my fucking drawer right here that's cut. Because it just looks so beautiful, bro. But the ringer, like, bro. Anyways. This is stupid. I can't believe we talked about it for at least 5 minutes. Anyways. So Punk gets out. He says to AP, he says, where's Drew? Punk says, you just missed him. He's like, well, damn it. I came to fight him. And, he says, well, I'm going to the ring. Tell production to hit my music. Punk's then walking one shot all through. From the moment you see him, I don't think they cut cameras since Drew McIntyre was talking to Adam Pearce. The whole time they stayed on one camera, and that same camera followed Punk all the way out to the ring. He walked through the whole backstage area. You see him make like some joke about Jackie Redmond's hockey team. I don't really know what team she likes, or I don't know what team he said, but he made a joke about her hockey team or whatever. He walks past Gable yelling at Alpha Academy. He gives Gable a fist bump, and he goes into Gorilla, waves hi to everybody, and then you hear his music cut on, and he walks right out there.
Oh,
Dude.
love that shit, dude.
One shot, bro. I love it. I absolutely love it. Punk goes out there and he says, I'm going to tell a story. He says, but this time, instead of doing it in under the amount of time Drew McIntyre was, in under the amount of time that Drew McIntyre held the championship, 5 minutes and 46 seconds, I'm going to try to do it in over because I know he's at a red light right now. And instead of texting his wife, he's scrolling on Twitter. And he says, everybody pull out your phones. Pat McAfee, pull out your phone. Take a picture and send it to Drew McIntyre. Tell him I'm waiting for him so he can turn around. And let's see how much of a coward he is. So he then says, but in the meantime, I'm going to tell you guys a story. I'm going to take you guys back. I'm going to take you guys back for a recap of the Royal Rumble. I took a, what's it called? Future Shock DDT. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh God, how the fuck am I forgetting something like that? I'm supposed to be an encyclopedia. What are we doing? He says, I took a Future Shock DDT and I put my arm down to try to take, some of the damage off of my neck. And I snapped my tricep, or I tore my tricep right off the bone. He says, in that moment, I had a good cry, and I blamed Drew McIntyre because I thought Drew McIntyre ruined my WrestleMania dreams. But I had a good cry. I had a great surgery later, and I realized that Drew didn't ruin my WrestleMania dreams. Drew just postponed them or delayed them for, lack of a better term. He then says, in baseball, people consider me you would call me a 5-tool player. I can do it all. I can do commentary. I can do anything. Drew McIntyre, they call a 1-tool player. He says, see, Drew McIntyre is a hater. He hates the way that I walk, the way that I talk. Again, man was 100% listening to Euphoria on the way to the arena. Either that, or he was so bored at WWE headquarters, he decided to tap in on the Kendrick and Drake beef.
They really do. I respect it.
That was after he was walking around headquarters. I can't believe there's nobody in headquarters the whole weekend.
Like, dude, you guys don't have a fucking janitor or overnight security just fucking walking around the place with keys? Nobody with keys? That's wild. That's crazy as shit.
Golly. That's hilarious. So, he says, yes, he said, Drew is nothing but a hater. He hates the way that I walk, the way that I talk. But all he does is talk about me. He says, so then it hit me. Does Drew hate me, or does Drew hate himself? Because he, and then I forgot to mention before this, he said, Drew is always talking about how much he hates me, yet every time he comes out here, he tries to walk like me, talk like me, sit like me, dress like me, or, dress in, shirts with my face on it or whatever. Then he says, it dawned on him, does Drew hate me, or does Drew hate himself? He says Drew is a choke artist. He says he's going to break, he says whenever he sees Drew, he's going to break his face, and then he's going to break his heart. He says Drew McIntyre, he says Drew, for somebody that does an awful lot of praying, being that he prayed for Punk's injuries to happen, I don't know if you're a man that fears God, but I certainly do know a man you do fear, and his name has 3 syllables. CM Punk.
Hey.
Then he says, he will find him. He says he will find you. And then he drops the mic, his music plays, he walks up to the cameraman and he says, Drew, I will find you. Don't make me go to Scotland. Don't make me go to Scotland and hop out of a pile of something. I can't remember what it was. Hop out of a pile of something and break your face there. I'm telling you, when Drew McIntyre wins the World Heavyweight Championship from that bum, which he will, there is going to be the face-off of the century with him and CM Punk in Scotland. It's gonna be a banger.
Gonna be absolutely phenomenal, dude. I can't wait for that fucking moment. It can't come soon enough, man. That weekend, it really can't.
Yes. Cannot wait till he takes the title from Karma. Next, Io Sky. Io Sky defeats Natalya in the first round of the Queen of the Ring. As expected, decent match. And yeah, that was that.
Definitely.
Dakota Kai then announces afterwards she is replacing Asuka in the tournament because Asuka is injured.
Fuck. Who isn't fucking injured at this point?
Damn. Which just so happens to be one of the matches I was looking forward to the most. Lyra versus Asuka. What the fuck?
Like, dog. Out of all people, Asuka gets injured.
Seriously. Super annoying, but hey, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? So that was that. Dragunov then gets a video package of showing him training. Right? Very cool. Very cool. Shows Dragunov's very intense workouts. Do you see these videos of him on his Instagram working out? He's just working out like a fucking animal.
Like a psychopath. He's like doing one-hand push-ups with the fucking
With the weight on his
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, bro, what?
Like the caption will just be like a supervillain quote. And it's like dash and it's the supervillain name. Like, bro, what is this man is he's something else, dude. I love Dragunov.
Motherfucker's quoting MF Doom and shit. Like,
Swear
bro,
to God.
what?
Like, bro, what are you doing over here?
Golly. Yeah, very good video package of him introducing himself, people getting just used to the intense nature that is Dragunov, and I'm telling you right now, this guy is a stud. This guy is a fucking stud. I knew it years ago. Sir K knew it years ago when me and Sir K were watching this man wrestle in an empty fucking warehouse, and you can just hear the chops, the slaps, the just everything. This man is a demon, literally.
Quite literally a demon. I noticed he doesn't really do the contacts no more.
No, he doesn't. I'm all right with that though. It's
It could get overplayed. I hope he brings it back for like random pay-per-view matches.
yeah. It's something that it's like, for me, the contacts, it's like Kane did it and it was cool. But then I just feel like a lot of people, every creepy person had to wear contacts, minus Roman Reigns. He had to put them blue ones in. But
Need to get the pretty ones in.
yeah, but yeah, and honestly, contacts got overplayed for me when I seen Rip Fowler and Jagger Reed wearing them, because it was. Oh yeah, you don't remember that? Oh dude, you got to look up a fucking picture of Rip Fowler and Jagger Reed. It's just they try to come off so scary with the contacts, and it's just like, okay. Like, the last person that did contacts for me and it made sense was Wyndham, because the Fiend can't just have normal eyes. You know, he's got to have something creepy looking.
Oh yeah, they did like the fucking weird one, like big, dark eye and it's fucking stupid. I hate that.
Yeah, but I don't mind it. Dragunov basically traded the contacts with his little goatee, and I'm cool with that.
That is true. That is true.
So, and I also love how he evolved his jacket. I know back in the day he used to just come out with like a robe, but like, nowadays he comes out with like that feathered jacket, and him doing his fucking, doing his little chorus thing in his entrance. Man, that's so sick, bro. Oh man, I love me Dragunov, bro. That man is a fucking dog. Bro, Dragunov versus Ricochet in the first round of the King of the Ring. Bro. God. Dude.
Insane.
Not only was this a banger match, bro, somebody got to get this man Dragunov, bro. He is, I'm telling you right now, he's going to go fucking nuts on the main roster. I want to see this man as Intercontinental Champion. I want to see this man do all types of shit. I love Dragunov, bro. He's amazing. Just seeing him on the main roster, dude, it's been such a long time coming, and I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked for it, man. He was doing his little Moscow torpedo thing, and Ricochet countered it into a recoil, bro. And then also hearing Michael Cole sell I don't know what he calls his finisher, but you know, when the guy's laying on the ground and he fucking dives at him with that forearm. God, I love just hearing the excitement and just, you know, because this is, at least to my knowledge, you know, this is one of the first times of them, you know, actually getting to call for this. I know he was on Raw after Mania, but, you know, the first time the H-bomb.
There you go.
So that's the move I'm talking about. You know, this is their first time pretty much getting to call for him while he's a full-time main roster guy now. So it was just they just sounded so excited to call for him, and it was really good. Everything came off great. He defeated Ricochet to move on to the quarterfinals, the King of the Ring. And I know it's too early. I would love to see him win the fucking thing. I know he's not, because it's too early, but like, man, he's so good.
He's so fucking good, man. He has such a fucking bright future in this company, man.
He really does. He really does. Ricochet, I love Dragunov, bro. This man is shaking Ricochet's hand, and as Ricochet's like smiling at him, Dragunov his eyes are wide open, and he's just staring a dagger into Ricochet. Like, I mean, just staring a fucking dagger into that man. It was so funny. I'm like, bro, Dragunov, dude. That man is hilarious.
He really is, dude.
But after this, Zoe Stark defeats Ivy Nile to move on to the quarterfinals. I did not know this, but Ivy Nile's nickname is the Pitbull.
What? The Pitbull?
That's right.
Fucking the Stone Pitbull?
Oh my God, that is his nickname. Yeah.
What a nickname, I guess.
We get a backstage segment where R-Truth introduces the head coach of the Yukon Huskies. And I guess I just never paid attention to Ivy Nile.
I kind of really don't.
Yeah. So, especially because most of the focus has been on Maxine Dupree. Well, not really anymore, because her whole storyline got broken up with Candice and Indy moving to SmackDown. So R-Truth brings in the coach of the Yukon Huskies, and he tells Adam Pearce, this guy owns a team, and I want to face him. And the Miz comes in, he says hello to the coach, and R-Truth says, but look, I found out about this new small indie company. They're called the NCAA. And everybody's just shaking their head. And then R-Truth says, they got a team called the Huskies, and I want to face them. And Miz says, Truth, we can't face them. They're a basketball team. And he's like, but why not? And then, you know, he does a whole, man, my bad. She shakes up and hugs Adam Pearce, and then he walks away, and Adam Pearce says, I need a drink. And then as 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 Awesome Truth walks away, we just hear like it's fucking Roderick Strong. We just hear somebody yell Adam, and fucking up comes Braun Breaker, of course,
Oh,
fucking
God.
screaming about as always. He comes up and he says, "Hey, I need to talk to you." Adam Pearce says, "Okay, what do you need to talk to me about?" "I need a really good reason why I'm not in the King of the Ring tournament." That's who I would have fucking put in the Kofi and Ray match.
Yeah. What
I
the
would have
fuck?
replaced one of them with Braun Breaker. Adam Pearce says, "Well, I actually have a really good reason for you. Step into my office." I wonder what the reason is, and I wonder if that's gonna come into fruition anytime soon.
That's interesting. It really is. I don't know what it could be right now.
For sure. For sure. So that was that. And Dominic, we get the Judgment Day Hangout segment. And Dominic is in the back, and he brings Carlito into the Judgment Day Hangout. He gets stopped by Damian Priest. Damian Priest says, "I didn't forget what you did to me 1 year ago today in my home of Puerto Rico." It was when Carlito interfered in the San Juan street fight with Bad Bunny.
Oh, okay. I forgot
Yeah.
he did that. I don't know why.
That's what I did. So he says, "I didn't forget what you did to me." And Carlito says, "Look, I dig the whole thing. I dig El Campeon. I dig the Judgment Day. That makes one of us Carlito, because I fucking certainly don't." And then he says, "That's cool." And then Damian Priest is just looking at him like, "What?" And Carlito then says, "Okay, all seriousness, I got a problem. And I know you do too. With the LWO." Oh, as if fucking Judgment Day couldn't be any more fucking irrelevant. Now we're gonna fucking put him in a feud with LWO. Not irrelevant. I would just say ice cold. I mean, they are.
Yeah.
They do get TV time. They're just ice fucking cold.
You're the latest fucking shit. God. LWO and fucking Judgment Day. Kill me, bro. Kill me.
He says, so, it's like I scratch your back, you scratch mine kind of thing. Damian Priest kind of just says, all right, kind of, you could definitely tell he's a little leery on the presence of Carlito, doesn't want to trust him. But Dom's bringing a lot of people around lately. They caught it. They caught him coming out of the same locker room as Liv Morgan. He's bringing in Santos Escobar. He's bringing in Carlito. A lot of, I don't know, Dom's giving me some weird vibes. He was a little late to the group hug earlier in the show. He was kind of just standing there for a second. Something's going on with Dominic, and I can definitely feel it.
Yeah, these are definitely little tiny glimpse teases of something going on with Dominic, man. I'm really intrigued to see what it is.
For sure. For sure. So, that was that. Chad Gable defeats Bronson Reed by disqualification, because in the middle of the match, Sami Zayn came out and attacked Chad Gable. Bronson Reed got involved, ended up taking out everybody. Walks all the way to the back in one shot. Again.
Yeah.
Walks all the way to the back in one shot, and as soon as he gets in gorilla position, everybody's standing there. It's only not everybody. Only Adam Pearce is standing there. Adam Pearce is standing there, and he says, he asks Bronson, what was that about? And Bronson says, I don't care about Sami Zayn. I don't care about Chad Gable. I'm here for the Intercontinental Championship. And, that was what Adam Pearce said. He said, you can't control yourself. None of you guys can control yourself. And then that's when Bronson said, I don't care about Sammy. I don't care about Chad Gable. He says, he says, if you want me to control myself, I care about the Intercontinental Championship, and you know what to do. And he walks away. So that was that. That was that. We get her match wasn't next, but we did get a small little introduction video package to Lyra Valkyria, which was very good as well. Video packages to hype up people. I wish other companies would take notes on how far that goes. So we got a video package for Lyra.
Google exist.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Fucking. Then we get another backstage promo from Gunther, where he talks about Sheamus is concerned with putting on banger after banger after banger. I don't care about bangers, says Gunther. He says he doesn't care about bangers. All he cares about is beating Sheamus and moving on to becoming the king of the ring. And then he hits the very goated, already the general of the ring, soon to be the king of the ring.
And there's heat. There's goated.
Yes, sir. Man, Gunther out here. Becky Lynch. What's up?
Man, just got it. That shit's insane.
He really does. He really does, bro. Becky then comes out there. Michael Cole's doing a little interview with her. He asked her about her hat from the Kentucky Derby. He asked her about it, and they were talking about that for a while. Then he asked Becky about the new roster on Raw. Becky starts hyping up everybody on the roster. She starts hyping up Alba Fire, Isla Dawn, Kiana James. Then she talks about Lyra Valkyria. And then Michael Cole asks her about how it's been a pretty rough month. He asked her about her sickness from WrestleMania. Becky cuts him off and says, no, I don't want to include the sickness there. The better woman won. The better woman won. Rhea Ripley was the better woman. She won that match. And the sickness had nothing to do with it. And then out comes Liv Morgan. Liv talks about all her accomplishments in WWE on the way down to the ring. Tag team champion, women's Money in the Bank. She brags about injuring Rhea Ripley. And she says, but after all that, Becky Lynch still won't give her any respect. And she also won't give her deserved title match. Becky says, well, if you would let me finish, I'm giving you one at King and Queen of the Ring. Liv then says, see, that's exactly what I wanted. Because before, I knew what I lacked. I lacked purpose. But now I have my purpose, and that is to take everything that Rhea Ripley loves away from her.
Mm-hmm.
And she says the fact that she never had any purpose is the reason why she's never been able to beat Becky, but that is all changed now. Damage Control then comes out to the ring and surrounds Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan as they are back to back about to fight Damage Control. Liv Morgan rolls out of the ring, and as Becky Lynch is getting jumped by Damage Control, Lyra Valkyria comes out to make the save and save Becky Lynch. So that was that segment. It was okay. It was kind of a little awkward, I guess, with everything. Just the pacing of it was awkward. I felt, you know, and that's the thing too. Like I like Michael Cole asking her just like normal questions, just set up like a normal interview. I just think, you know, talking about, you know, like her hat and stuff. Like, why didn't you start with her talking about the past month of her career? Yeah. He could have mentioned, like, you know, you made an appearance at the Kentucky, you know, Derby or whatever, and then ask her about the roster. And then, Yeah, and then Liv Morgan, you know, her character's kind of just in limbo. I feel like they tried with her as a baby face, but now they're just trying to make her into a heel. I don't know what is going on here, but she came out there with such a purpose, and then Becky just kind of gave her the match. I felt like maybe Liv, being that there is weeks to go for the pay-per-view, I felt Liv doing a little bit more to get another title match would have been nice, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird, dude. This Liv character kind of just feels really purposeless, which is funny because their promo was the exact opposite. But like, it's just, couldn't really come back as a baby face, so you came back as a heel. I don't know. It's just not doing it for me, man. Um, Bit of an awkward segment. Nothing bad. It's just not something I'm excited about.
Yeah, definitely. We get a backstage interview with Sami Zayn. He says he's dealing with two issues right now. He's dealing with a personal issue with Chad Gable, who's out for him, and he's dealing with a professional issue in Bronson Reed that does not care about anything except for this. He doesn't have any personal problems with me. He's just out for the Intercontinental Championship. He says there's only one way to settle this. In a triple threat match at King and Queen of the Ring. I really think we could have cooked on Backlash with Sammy versus Gunther versus Gable. But Sammy versus Gable versus Bronson is also
Really
good as well. So I'm cool with that. And yeah, I mean, I seen this match coming, and I'm all down with it, man, for sure.
Definitely, man. I like the sound of the match a lot. I think it's going to be really good, man. I like this triple threat, man. I think it's going to be a real fucking good one.
I'll say this right now, though. Gable's got to win this title soon.
He's got to.
Soon. Yeah, yeah, they seriously can't. They can't keep putting Gable in these situations where he's just going to lose and lose and lose. I don't know if he wins here, but to be honest, dude, I love Sammy. Intercontinental title reign is not hitting.
No, it's not. It's not special at all.
It's just seeing him with that championship. It just doesn't exude what the world title story would have done for me.
Exactly.
It's just not it. So honestly, bro, if we want to take the title off of him, I honestly wouldn't complain. Which sucks because it should have went to Chad Gable at WrestleMania. It really should have. And again, take it from me, because I am about Sami Zayn, other than Roman Reigns, is probably my favorite superstar on the roster. And
Literally.
I'm sorry, but he's just above this. I don't want to see him dangling around with the fucking mid-carders. I would like to see him in King of the Ring, in the tournament, fighting for the world championship match, and, fighting for a chance to become the world champion, because that is Sammy's story at this point. Becoming a world champion. Okay?
Exactly.
We let Cody, ride his story out, for being a world champion. I think Sammy's could be fucking just as big, if not bigger, if given the right amount of time and effort put into it. I think it could. I think it could be just as big because people love Sammy. He's everybody just has a connection with him. He's such an over guy. I don't know why we still have him fucking dangling around the mid-card scene. I'm sorry, but it's time to move on. He's above that. It's time to elevate. What does Jey Uso always say? It's time to level up, Oos. It's time to fucking level up. I don't know why. This is why putting the title on Chad Gable at WrestleMania would have been perfect. Because you could have had Sammy be the coach, because Sammy has already, been the IC champion. He's already conquered the mid-card scene. He knows what it takes. And helping Chad Gable get to that point, I think would have, if the roles were reversed, would have been better. And then having Sammy go on to fight in King of the Ring to, maybe, lose to Gunther or whatever the case, or just lose in general, would have told an even bigger story, man. It would have told an even bigger story, and I would have really loved it. I would have really loved it, and I don't understand. I don't understand what the thought process behind that was. But to be honest, I'm telling you, man, we can't keep putting Chad Gable in these it's gonna become a Bray Wyatt situation where people will eventually not take him as serious because all they do is have the guy lose. And if we continue to have him lose, he's going to lose legitimacy and nobody's going to give a fuck about him winning the IC championship.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
And then the final two matches of the show, Lyra Valkyria defeated Dakota Kai in her Queen of the Ring tournament match. She defeated Dakota Kai and advanced to the quarterfinals. And then in the main event, we got a banger, another banger, says Sheamus, from the man himself. Exactly. Logan says in the comments, he says, hell, I slightly lost care when they turned him heel.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think, Gable's fine as a heel, but it's just not hitting like a babyface Gable winning the world title or the Intercontinental title would have. It's just like, he's such a likable guy. I just don't understand the thought process behind. It's like, I really just don't understand the thought process behind this whatsoever.
Yeah.
But we got a banger, as Sheamus would say, in the main event here with Gunther versus Sheamus. Amazing match. As always, these two beating the absolute crap out of each other. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. I'm going to be honest. So I think the reason Sheamus lost, well, first of all, the reason Sheamus lost is because Triple H is not having Gunther lose on Raw. Not yet.
No.
Gunther is just not in, he's not there yet. He's not. I think Gunther I think Triple H is going to put him in the position where he's okay to lose after he has at least one world title run, at least. Yeah. Gunther's not losing on Raw, and Sheamus, I think, is going to pick up where he left off with Drew McIntyre. And I think they're going to, kind of tell their story a little bit, and it's going to be a I think it's going to play into, just them having dialogue, whether Drew can wrestle or not. I know he can't wrestle, but if Punk's not going to be there every week, Sheamus can have that dialogue with him, and they can kind of pick up with that. But especially with Drew going out, Gunther's pretty much the only option to win. Especially if I'm looking at this through Triple H's eyes. I think Triple H has tunnel vision on Gunther winning, and
he does.
Yeah, nobody else. Personally, if you ask me, I would look at Dragunov. Again, I do think it's a little too early for Dragunov, but I think he has complete tunnel vision on Gunther. Gunther wasn't ever, as far how I'm looking at this, man, Gunther, there was no chance Triple H had Gunther lose here. But my thing is Gunther gonna fight for the world title? Is he gonna challenge Cody for the because they said he could challenge any champion he wants. Is he gonna challenge Cody at Clash? Is he gonna challenge Damian Priest? I hope not because it's Gunther, but just because it's
Priest.
It's I feel like that's Drew. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that's Drew's world title to win. I don't feel like that's Gunther's world title to win, especially in Scotland. You know, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of questions, no answers yet. I guess that's pretty much all just a waiting game. But yeah, uh, yeah. I don't know. Personally, I have Gunther. I have Gunther and Ludwig. I have Gunther challenge Cody for the world title, and then work something out where Gunther wins the world title over there, and then him and Ludwig get traded over to SmackDown, thus sending a couple guys to two guys to Raw, whoever that may be. I don't know, but that's how I would do it personally. Something along those lines, because all this just doesn't make sense.
No, it's a whole bunch of mess. After Drew, had to pull out the tournament, man. So that's probably your best way out of it. Have Gunther go for Cody, because Drew kind of got Damien's title, down pat. So hopefully it goes that way. If not, I don't really know what they think they're doing.
I don't either, because I don't want to see Gunther win the World Heavyweight Championship, man. That's Drew's title to win, unless Drew's gonna be out for longer than we think. But I mean, they're still keeping him. They're still keeping him for I mean, he hasn't wrestled since what? Well, I mean, he has been work. He did work the European tour, so I don't know. I don't know. Again, like I said, a lot of questions that we do not have answers to, but I would do something along those lines. I really would.
Definitely.
But then again, does Gunther get to pick? That's one thing they're not really clarifying. Does Gunther get to pick um where he gets the title shot? Does he get to say, I want this at Berlin, I want this at SummerSlam, Clash of God? Does he get to say, or where does this happen? So there's a lot of questions, no fucking answers to anything. So I guess WWE's just moving at the beat of their own drum. But I don't know, man. I don't know. But what are you thinking about this?
Yeah. So those were kind of my thoughts overall. When I said it's just confusing, man. It really is. I will just have to see how it goes. Well, only time will tell with how this goes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But however, this is your King of the Ring bracket for this year. So obviously you got Gunther, Sheamus, which Gunther advanced. The winner of Kofi and Ray gets Gunther. I wonder who's gonna fucking win that match. The winner of Dragunov and Ricochet, obviously Dragunov won. Jay and Balor, Jay obviously won. So we're getting Dragunov and Jey Uso. That should be fucking good.
Oh,
So I think in the semifinals we're looking at either Jay versus Dragunov or Gunther versus Dragunov, or Jay versus Gunther or Dragunov versus Gunther. So one of the two. And then for your SmackDown side of the tournament, you have AJ versus Randy, Baron Corbin versus Carmelo Hayes.
Wonder between now, but
Yeah, right. LA Knight versus Santos Escobar, and Bobby Lashley versus Tama Tonga. Interesting. I think from the who do you think's coming out the SmackDown side, bro?
oh, dude, I could see Hayes. I could also see Knight.
Mm-hmm.
They could do Gunther and Lashley. That could be a thing. Or Gunther and AJ. There's not like a massive like singular name on the SmackDown side. It could be a lot of these guys on the SmackDown side. Depends on just who they want, really, because I think any of them could do it for the most part, besides like fucking Corbin. I think they all be fine. I don't think it'll be Orton. He's one definitely not. Obviously, Corbin definitely not. Um, Escobar, most likely not. It's really between Knight, Lashley, and AJ. Because I have a feeling something will happen with Tama Tonga and that, where he'll get taken out or
I could,
screwed out.
I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. So to my knowledge, looking now, I don't think there has not been an announcement on the women's bracket. All we did get in terms of SmackDown side, um, is all we did get on the SmackDown side is the men's tournament. But as far as AJ and well, I guess this beats the question of, are they gonna re up on Styles and Cody? I guess that's a no. So I don't know what the hell Cody's gonna do, unless AJ loses first round and goes right back at Cody, maybe. Um, for that, for that one could go either way. I see Orton winning that one, unless we get like some bloodline stuff where they, screw him out of it. Mm, hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Orton, and then I would say Hayes, Knight, and I'd actually probably go Tama Tonga. I feel like the bloodline might help him win. Then at that
Mm,
point, I see either LA Knight or Carmelo Hayes making it to the finals of these. Which
yeah.
begs another point. I made these roster images here. So here's the Raw roster after the draft. Obviously, you got to include Mr. El Campeon on here as well. This Raw roster is extremely beefy, as you can see. You got Dragunov, Bronson, Ricochet, Gunther, McIntyre, Punk, Rollins, Breaker, Sheamus, Jay, Balor, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, Cross, Gable, right? Got all these guys. Major problem with the SmackDown roster, and you can tell by the King of the Ring bracket. What the fuck is this roster? Why is Andrade not in the tournament?
Oh yeah.
Now
It's
that I
not.
think about it, I mean, bro, you got the roster's not as beefy. I mean, you got Cody, Owens, Orton, Styles, Hayes, Knight, Andrade. Those are only really your people of relevance, and then you got Bobby and Santos that are obviously in a group, and then the Bloodline, obviously. But I don't know.
Hmm. It's
Interesting.
interesting. Mm-hmm.
Um, Very interesting. I wish they would have gave us the full bracket. That would have been a fun little extra to do. But they didn't give us the full bracket. So there's that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know, man.
interesting.
Um, yeah. I don't know, man. But yeah, so that is the King of the Ring bracket. I have no idea. Again, like I said, we're as far as the King of the Ring, man, we're sitting in major limbo in WWE right now because I don't know where any of this goes. If I'm being 100% honest with you guys, man, I think the winner does
No,
come
yeah.
from Raw, though.
I think so. I think so. I think it's gonna be Gunther, bro. I really think it is, but who knows, man? Who knows how the tournament itself is gonna go?
For sure. But that is basically everything, man, for this edition of Notorious Unscripted. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today on this episode of Notorious Unscripted. And it has been always, always, always a pleasure for my Johnny Mayhem.
Sir Kid.
And that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious podcast. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Whether you're here now, whether you're a part of the Replay Mafia, thank you guys for being here, man. As always, we appreciate you guys, man. We love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you guys on Friday with the news.
Peace.
I used to get deals on the bitch. Now I throw shields on the dick. to stop me from that HIV shit. And niggas know they soft like a Twinkie feeling, playing the villain, prepare for this rap killing.